Video I'm going to show you about feature flags and why to use them. So what are feature flags? Feature flags is a technique in software development that attempts to have multiple branches of code in the same source code. What does that mean? So you have a bunch of different features in your code, and you don't want to, if you're putting out a new feature, you don't want to have it on for everybody at the same time. There's a high risk of it breaking, and it's very stressful. So you want to have a kill switch in place. So what a feature flag is normally just an if-else statement. So if the new algorithm is true, then use code 1. Otherwise, use code 2. So why feature flags? Feature flags are good because it gives you faster release cycles. You can push stuff out faster because you can trust your code. It also lets you do feature gating. So you only want to turn on a feature for a certain amount of users. You don't want to turn it on for everybody. That way you can start testing features and testing on a smaller group before pushing out to everybody. The same way with A/B testing, you don't want to test it on everybody, you want to test it on a small group. And a kill switch in production, which means that if a feature starts breaking in production, you just kill it and then you don't have to worry about it. It's off for everybody and you can fix it. You don't have to make any pushes to production. It's good. And access control, which means that if you only want a certain amount of users with a certain privilege level to use a feature, you can use feature flags to enable that. So before and after. These are two pieces of code. This is the first one, which is pretty jumbled. It is all over the place. Instead of writing feature flags, we just comment it out, and then we would have to push a new version, which leads to potential issues because somebody could mess it up. They don't know which one turns on for which feature. It's very jumbled, and it's just generally a mess. The second one is wrapped in a feature flag. The feature flag, I know my video is covering it over here. So the second one, the feature flag is turned on, and yeah, I found out you can actually record it by having a movie recording in QuickTime. The second one, anyways, back to it. The second one, it wrapped it in a feature flag, and the main code is over here, and then the old code is over here. So if I just wanted to turn it on, I just turn FF enable screen caps to true. That way that it will run the new feature. Otherwise, if it starts breaking in production, then turn it off and it'll go back to normal. So let's try a live example. So over here I have a Xcode program, and this is going to be running a introduction onboarding script. And my hunch is that if I try something more formal with a stronger call to action, then I might get better conversions. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on a feature flag over here and say, hey, A/B testing greeting. Instead of saying, hey, wave emoji, what's your full name? I'm going to say, hi, what's your name? Type in your name to get started. So I already wrapped this in a feature flag. This is just an if-else statement, and I'm going to turn it on. So now it's just going to be building. There we go. So this is our new copy that we're going to be A/B testing, and we can start rolling it out to new users. Let's say that later on we found out this copy actually was converting less than our previous copy, or it wasn't performing up to standard, and it doesn't provide a huge marginal increase. So we can just go ahead and turn that off by just turning this to false. And once we build it, then we can see that our old copy is going to be there, and it's off in production. So we didn't have to push out a new version to the iOS App Store. We didn't have to push out or build anything new. This feature flag was just a Boolean flag. And later on, one more thing, if you wanted to enable this and get better robustivity, then you can actually make this a remote API. So if you call like remote API dot get feature flag A/B testing greeting, then you can actually turn it off on a remote server, pull the new data, and then it'll get turned off in the App Store. You don't have to push out a new version of the app or anything. So this is a very quick introduction on feature flags and the power of feature flags in production. So thanks for watching.